Justice Jackson?
Can I just get clarity on the tax isn't owed scenario in this situation? I mean, ordinarily in the tax system, if you have, if you're contesting that you owe the taxes, you pay them, and then you go through some sort of process to get refunded by the government. So is that not the case here?
This is I have to acknowledge, this is a unique case in that the tax isn't owed. This is the worst of all examples of government, I think, government run amok on
But
this.
the government says it's owed. That's why they're foreclosing on your house. So the dispute is, I guess, over whether it's owed, and the question is whether it can be collected before that dispute is resolved. And in other tax schemes, it can be.
Correct.
Right. So
Correct.
Why can't it be here?
Because Michigan has this very unique system, the PRE, as I was engaging with Justice Gorsuch, the PRE has this very narrow 35-day appellate window that when the assessor says, I'm taking away the PRE credit, you have 35 days, even if you know it or don't know it. Mm-hmm. If you don't trigger the tax tribunal's review and that, you're barred from challenging that tax from being, whether it's owed or not owed in that circumstance.
And you couldn't bring some sort of, under Michigan law, a collateral attack on the fairness of that process.
That is correct. And I have certainly tried as part of the federal case here to bring that fact detail in. But as the Sixth Circuit and the trial court both below said, is we don't consider any of the factors outside of surplus as categorically fair market value. And they went no further than that in any further analysis.
All right. One final question with respect to Justice Alito's type analysis. I mean, I do understand the concept of we have a fairness problem because this is a really small debt and a lot of equity in the house. But to the extent that the homeowner has notice that the government is intending to use this particular tool to recover its debt, I wonder if the fairness questions that you are raising don't get resolved, because the notice gives the homeowner a chance to prevent that terrible outcome. I hear you. If there's no notice, there's no opportunity, there's no chance for Mr. Pung to run in and pay the $2,000 so the government doesn't steal from his perspective his family home. But when the government says clearly, this is how we intend to solve the problem of you not paying your taxes, why isn't it incumbent as a matter of justice for the taxpayer, if they want to avoid the thing the government is threatening, to just pay the taxes in some other way?
I believe if Mr. Pung knew he was going to be at the United States Supreme Court arguing about $2,200, he would have paid that many years ago. But the answer to your question is that at the point when the government takes more property than necessary.
I'm before that point. I'm before the taking. I'm at the government threatening to take your house. And when they do that, the question is what comes next as a matter of fairness and traditional tax policy, et cetera. And the reason why I keep getting hung up on your ultimate this is so unfair point is because I see a very clear opportunity for the taxpayer, who, by the way, is the original problem because he hasn't paid the tax, to solve the problem. And when the government just follows through with what it said it was going to do because it's owed this money in its view, I don't understand how the taxpayer gets to say it's unfair that the government didn't do all I think it should have done to get my house valued at the highest possible price. And in fact, if they put it in a tax auction, which is just standard, they've got to actually go and pay me the difference. That seems like real unfairness the other way to the rest of the American people, that we are paying you because you didn't pay your taxes and the government had to foreclose on your house.
The best answer I can give you is governments have a lot of tools in their tool chest to collect debts. They can use lawsuits. They can use, the Peloton bike example I was using earlier. They have a lot of tools in their tool chest. If they're going to utilize a process that captures way more property value than what the tax debt is, the takings clause does not have a moral fault. The takings clause has balanced those interests already and has put that burden onto the government.
Thank you.